Hello, everyone and beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. And as we get started here, I just want to invite you to always look at the description. My website will be below where I post the services that I provide and also the attunements, the classes, the lectures that I have there for purchase, if you will. I do very powerful attunements, which are a deeper form of meditation. And I am a celestial guide. I am a cosmic intuitive. All right. So all that information is below. In this video today, I wanted to take a very deep dive into the frequency of number 7. Please keep in mind that the messages I'm bringing through here, they are coming from a cosmic place. And the cosmos, even though we work with time, the cosmic energy goes way beyond that. So look at these messages as eternal, that perhaps they're guidance of energies that you've already been going through in your life, you're currently going through, or you're yet to fully walk into. Don't attach a timing to them. Instead, really follow the essence and the energy here. So I'm going to be looking at number 7 from the lens of numerology, with astrology, and with the tarot. And I already shuffled and pulled some cards from several decks, but I'm using the same 3 cards that I pulled on 7/7 itself as guidance because I wanted to go deeper into the messages. I posted something already on my Instagram channel, but it was a short video, but do feel free to check that out. My information on that will be below. So let's look at the frequency of number 7. We are in the year of 2023. 2, 2, and 3 is 7. 7 is the number of the spiritual warrior. It's where we seek oneness, wholeness, spiritual knowledge and information. It has a great significance in all of our religious and spiritual movements. When you think about it, we have 7 days of the week. And when you read, the Bible, it says, and on the 7th day, God rested. The 7th day is Sunday, and it's the 7th day. There's an energy about number 7 here that pertains to our spiritual pathway, because we are spiritual beings here with a human expression that is teaching us and guiding us what it means to be a human in more of a denser form. However, our greater consciousness itself is a spiritual being. It is a soul energy. And number 7 is finding our way home to our spiritual self, where our spiritual body is the most significant energy in our entire life. In essence, our spirit, our spiritual body becomes the driver in our car, right? It becomes the commander of the ship, the lead pilot on the airplane. You want to put your spiritual body in charge of the other energies that you are working with in this lifetime, that you indeed contain, because our mental body is another part of our essence, yet it is a different energy. And then we have our emotional body, which links in directly to our spiritual body, where our physical body links in more directly with our mental. So it goes physical, mental, back and forth, emotional, spiritual. But they all work in unison. When we put our spiritual body and our soul in the driver's seat of our life. And the 7 frequency is here on the earth to help us do that. In its origins, astrology, before we discovered the transcendentals, which are Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, and before Chiron came on board on the astrological playing field as well, all the astrologers in ancient times looked at the birth chart with 7 planets. And of course, two of those planets are not planets. They were the moon and the sun, which are luminaries. But it was the idea that when we were born, we were surrounded with 7 heavenly bodies. And that's how the ancients referred to this, the 7 heavenly bodies. So number 7 has been given the energy of Pisces. Of all of the 12 signs, Pisces being the last is considered the energy that most aligns with the number 7, along with the planet Neptune. The planet Neptune is the planet of mysticism, magic. It's where we seek higher knowledge, wisdom, where we want to find the answers to what is the meaning of life. Okay, so 7 is the frequency, the energy that you want to travel upon to reach these goals, because 7 invites you to rise. When you think of even how the number 7 is written, the line is only going up. It's not going in any other direction. And it was interesting. I was thinking about the number 7 the other day, and I was trying to relate it to what letter in the alphabet it resembled. And I kept coming upon the letter J. I haven't gone in and looked at all the letters, to try to find an affinity there. But something about the letter J kept catching my eye. And of course, the letter L is the reversal of 7, where 7 is like the L standing up, and the big uppercase L, which is 7 if we were to turn it upside down. But kind of an interesting energy to think about here. And so some of you watching, maybe you have J in your name, maybe you have L. I don't know why I'm bringing this up. It's going to have meaning for someone. Well, when we think of the Christ consciousness, for example, which was a giant spiritual movement of awakening on the earth, it was led by Jesus. And Jesus is the letter J. It's the big J. So there is an energy right now in alignment with that. The idea of the great Jehovah, the witness. And I'm going into the ancient spiritual mysticism right now. So I'm going to stop, because that's your journey if you want to dive deeper into that. But this number 7 frequency is guiding us onto a higher spiritual pathway in our lives, or awakening the spirit within us. It's absolutely a year of awakening. We are meant to be traveling very quickly into a deepening into who and what we really are and what our mission on the earth is. Because when we have number 7 with Pisces and Neptune, we're here to be in service to the greater good of the ascension of planet Earth and the human collective and all of the species that live on this earth. We are here for the bigger picture, if you will. And so we have to raise our consciousness and come in to that awakening of who we are, that goes beyond our everyday traditional way of living within the physical world. Okay, so that's the frequency of number 7. Now, there are quite a number of very significant days in the month of July that are going to be a reiteration of this energy. Now, in the Tarot, number 7 is the Chariot, which is assigned to the sign of Cancer. So when we're talking about 7 energy in the Chariot and Neptune and Pisces, we're working with the element of water. And water is showing us that in order to access our ascension, our greater enlightenment, our spiritual body, we need to go through our emotional body. The Chariot, which is number 7 in the Tarot, is ruled by Cancer. And Cancer, along with the sign of Leo, both rule this heart chakra space. Both Leo and Cancer are the parts of our physical body that are around our core center. So Cancer rules the breasts and our ability to nourish and nurture and give sustenance to get pregnant and carry a child and to birth something into reality. So Cancer is the most feminine energy along with Pisces. It's the symbol of motherhood, nurturing, and caregiving. And then Leo literally rules the heart. It's our ability to be unconditionally loving, to be very generous, to look at life on this planet as how can we bring more love into this world? So both Cancer and Leo ultimately are signs of giving. They're giver signs. Unless, of course, you happen to grow up in an early childhood where there was a lot of abuse, there was a lot of dysfunction or trauma, and perhaps the Leo in you or the Cancer in you got buried and it went into the shadows, at which point hopefully you've been going through a lot of therapy. You're bringing that out of the shadows. We are all truly meant to work with all of the 12 signs. And as a Pisces, which is what I am, we contain naturally all of the 12 signs. But just because you're a Capricorn or a Cancer doesn't mean you don't want to activate all these 12 sign energies within you. You absolutely want to. Because number 12, just like number 7, is a very spiritual number. We have the 7 days and we have the 12 months, right? We have the 12 zodiac signs. Yep. Okay, I could go on and on about that, but the significance of 7 and 12 is very spiritually driven. So try to access within your being, regardless of what sign you are, the energy of Cancer and the energy of Pisces and Leo, because these are all the energies that reside around the heart space. Now in astrology, Pisces rules the feet. In terms of numerology, it rules the 7th chakra. And there again, we have 7, right? The 7 chakras that are contained within our physical body, with the 7th one being our crown. We're at the very top of our head going upward. So the 7th chakra is still attached to our physicality, but it's also attached to our spirituality. And that's why, again, the 7 energy is that frequency of spirituality and of gaining deeper spiritual knowledge in this year that we are in of 2023. And the month of July is a double 7. And then the days in this month where we're going to have that 7 energy 3 times, the strongest day of all, we already had it, was 777. It was July 7th. However, there's going to be other days this month where that energy is coming in, because 7 is the reduction of the number 16, and it's the reduction of the number 25. So on July 7th, July 16th, and July 25th, we're going to have 777. And then we also have 2 other days where the number 7 is there, and that will be 717 and 727. And on 717, we have the beautiful new moon in the sign of Cancer. It's going to be a phenomenal new moon in the sign of Cancer, completely embodying this energy. Now, the other days that I would like you to also pay attention to are the days when we add all the numbers together, it equals number 7. And those days are 7-2, which we already had, 7-11, which is right around the corner, 7-20, and 7-29. So I'm giving you these dates, write them down, be in the presence of this energy on those days, okay? Ask for spiritual guidance. Now, number 7 as the charioteer speaks of action and movement forward. It's a very active major arcana. And I love it because the 2 numbers that fulfill all the 22 major arcana are number 7 and number 3. Isn't that interesting? Because I was talking about 7 days, 7 chakras, the 7 original planets. And I'm also getting the message, the 7 planes of consciousness, okay? And then number 12, 1 and 2 is a 3, right? And the energy of 3 is the other number that completes the major arcana, because we start with the Fool, which is 0, and we go to number 21. 3 times 7, or 7 times 3, is 21. And the first card to start us on that 7 journey of the Tarot and the major arcana is the Chariot. And in the Chariot, we meet up with discernment, with fast action forward, but it's very balanced, focused action towards our desires. Because we go from the Cancer energy in the Chariot to the Leo energy in the Lion, which is number 8. We go from 7 to 8. And every summer, these two energies of July and August, of Cancer and Leo, have been connected. They're always connected. The Chariot is moving into the Strength card. And I love that energy. It's guiding us into very focused action. And the 8 is the energy of following our passion. So where are we headed? We're headed towards what we really want to create, to live in a state of happiness and bliss. So ultimately, the energy of 7 is guiding us into our bliss. And that is the frequency that we are working with every day of this year, with there being an extra focus here in the month of July. But guess what? We're going to get another month this year, and that month is September, where these energies are going to be very, very active. And the reason is that the energy of number 9 for September, 9 reflects onto whatever number it is next to. It's a mirror to that number. So we have the month of July and we have the month of September, which reflects onto the energy of 7. And I'm laughing on how all of this beautifully connects here, because the month of September, septiembre, it's Latin, sep. Sep is number 7. It represents in Latin septo, septima, number 7, or the 7th. It's a very spiritual, mystical number. And so this is an invitation for all of us to work very deeply with our emotional and our spiritual bodies, because they are connected. To do a lot of heart work, a lot of yoga, meditation, really focusing on the chakras around our heart, specifically like our solar plexus, heart, up through our crown, because we're going to be getting a lot of guidance coming down in through our head, and we're going to be getting a lot of guidance either coming in through the front of our heart or through the back of our hearts. I tend to get the guidance coming in through the back of my heart. It rarely comes in this way. It usually comes in from the back, and it often moves down my head like a waterfall and through the back of my heart and where my solar plexus is. Because our chakras are very big. They're not just a small little disc. They're actually outside of our body too. So when I'm talking about the heart chakra, visualize, if you will, like a giant disc of light that goes all the way through your body, but also outside of it in your energy body or your auric body. And that's how we want to work with our chakra system, okay? So my guidance for us all on this journey would be to meditate, do yoga, Pilates, exercise as often as you can a week, because you get very grounded when you exercise. It grounds you into nature as well. You get into your body, and our physical bodies are our deepest connection to nature. So when we work with our physical bodies through exercise, yoga, Pilates, martial arts, we are getting into our natural essence here. And our nature supports the full embodiment of our spirituality. And that is, in essence, what the drive or the energy of this year is all about. So before I jump into the messages that came in here for us, the last thing I want to say about number 7, lucky number 7, right, is it is the cosmic ray of transmutation. It is the violet flame, or the purple flame, if you will. It's the violet or purple cosmic ray of Creator. And it's an invitation to work with the purple ray. Very interesting. I didn't even know what candle I was grabbing, and something told me to grab the purple candle. And so I have it here, this beautiful lavender purple. The purple candle and the purple frequency cosmic ray is what we call it, of Creator, is an energy that you want to visualize either as a pyramid around you, a pillar of light, a ray of light. It's a very large energy. So visualize it as that energy around you and see it transmuting whatever you don't need out of your system and bringing in the enlightenment that you seek, because the violet cosmic ray of Creator is an incredibly powerful ray, and it's going to bring you what you want. It is actually called the Way of Ascension, by the way, and we often use the violet ray with the golden ray or the golden force field of protection. And we're going to bring in today the golden cosmic ray of illumination, because as we go into this energy, we're also bringing in the solar energy, because the planet Venus is going in retrograde through the sign of Leo. She's already deep in her pre-shadow right now, and she enters the retrograde here on July 22nd and exits it on September 3rd. However, she doesn't leave the whole sign of Leo until October 9th. And she entered the sign of Leo on June 5th. All right, so that's just giving you a little added information in terms of maybe looking at what has already been presenting itself to you in your life. The sign languages that are most present here, and it, again, don't apply this as, oh my gosh, I'm not that sun sign. We all have it somewhere in our chart. When I say a sun sign, it means it's an energy. So all the water signs are here: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And we've got the sign of Leo very present. We also have the sign of Libra and Taurus equally present. And remember though, these are all energies. So we have all the elements. We've got water, we've got fire with Leo, we've got air with Libra, and we've got earth with Taurus. We are working with all of the elements and all of the signs. The predominance just happens to be water followed by fire. And the water is just guiding us all that we need to go through the heart. It's our emotional body and our intuitive body that lies there that is going to bring us all of the most significant answers that we seek. But we don't want to disregard our physical or our mental either. We want to also bring them in and work at it as a holistic approach here. So let's go ahead and look at the energies that we are working with here. And I had pulled from the 7 Sisters of the Pleiades. I love this oracle card, Star Temple Oracle Guidebook by Suzy Cherub. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards. And the 7 Sisters of the Pleiadians, they are the 7 goddesses. They are guiding us into the full groundedness of the goddess energy on planet Earth. Because in order for the Earth and all of its inhabitants to move into the higher realms. We have to come into absolute balance with the cosmic masculine and the cosmic feminine. And this has nothing to do with genders. Please do not apply it there. And the Pleiadian sisters, or the goddesses, the 7 goddesses here, they are bringing in the cosmic feminine. But they also work with the cosmic masculine. So the first message we have here from the 7 sisters is the goddess Maya. She is here a representation of the winged messenger. She was the mother of the god Hermes, and Hermes is the messenger god, often associated with Archangel Gabriel, by the way, the messenger, who appeared to Mother Mary to let her know of the birth of Jesus coming. Okay. Archangel Gabriel shows up in pretty much every single religious practice. Okay, so you may want to look that up. Archangel Gabriel is the messenger. And I love it because in this visual here, if you can see it, yeah, there we go, beautiful. Archangel Gabriel, it's an archangel there with the beautiful wings, and he's in the cosmos, and there's lightning going through the cosmos, and lightning is a symbol of things coming in very quickly. So we're coming back to that chariot energy, right? And Gabriel is bringing in a beautiful ruby sphere of light, okay? And the message here is creation. Archangel Gabriel, Hermes, the winged messenger, is telling us it is time for us to create. We need to become our creator selves. Spiritual direction inspires my creative flow. So the goddess Maya, she rules the first chakra. So right now, the very first message that we are getting in order to embody fully the vibration, the frequency of number 7, is that we must get very grounded in our root chakra here. Ground into the earth, grounded into our body. Visualize that very first chakra around your tailbone as a beautiful sphere of ruby red energy, and fully activate that sphere. Now, Maya was called the godmother. She was the grandmother, actually, of all the other gods. Okay? So as this beautiful winged messenger, these are her messages to us. That right now we are bringing onto the planet, we are manifesting our dreams, and that Hermes is bringing this in. So the angels, the archangelic realm, the angelic host, the gods and the goddesses, they're all working on our behalf right now because we are the conduits to bring the dreams of creation onto the playing field of planet Earth. So look at it this way. The cosmos or creation is using us right now as conduits to bring onto the earth plane the next level of consciousness and ascension for this planet. We are the lightning bolts, okay? You know, years ago, I mean, this was coined for me probably about over 25 years ago, probably about 28 years ago. I was called the psychic lightning rod. And I would never have come up with that on my own. This was before I was even doing astrology. I was working overseas in Geneva, Switzerland, but I had an affinity to bring in messages to people, even though I worked for the government there. And everyone would come to my office and they started calling me the psychic lightning rod to mere mortals on earth. That's what I was called. A really kind of wild title, one that I haven't carried forward, okay? But we are here right now to create, to inspire, and to guide. So it doesn't matter what form your creation takes. It simply matters that it's time for you to put your energy there. So the guidance here is to surrender and delight in your imagination, because your imagination is part of your mind, right? And think about this. Our mind lives here in our third eye. We have our lower mind and our higher mind, and our crown chakra is here connecting us to our spiritual body and our higher chakras. Well, our imagination is in our seventh chakra. And we're being guided now to dive into our imagination, because that is the greatest creative source that we contain, along with the energy of our heart. I love those messages. So we go from the winged messenger, and he could also be saying that the cosmos is bringing a lot of very important messages to you right now. So really tap into your intuition. Listen to your intuitive body. It's time for you to open up your intuition even more. But you are being gifted something. I see a beautiful gift coming to each of you, but I don't think we know what it is, right? But it's something beautiful, and perhaps it's a message, something you've been waiting to hear for a long time, or maybe it's coming from someone that you didn't expect to get a message from. And the second beautiful goddess working with us is Tegeta, and she rules the seventh chakra, which is aquamarine. So it's about speaking your truth. You have wisdom that you need to speak right now. And I love it because in this card, it's number 25, which is number 7. And of course, the winged messenger was number 3. The temple, home. I no longer search outside of myself for home. So what we're being guided here is that when we become the messenger, when we really listen to our inner guidance, when we allow the messages to come in, when we work daily, consistently on our intuitive body with our spiritual body, and when we become the guides for others, and the practice is to surrender to our higher guidance, to surrender to these beautiful messages coming in, right? It's not about control. And, Pisces is the sign that rules the quality of surrendering. It's the surrender sign. I surrender to what I cannot control. It's the serenity prayer, right? So when we listen to the messages, when we become that guide, when we follow that guidance, we realize that our home is an internal job. Okay, our home lives within us. It is not outside of ourselves. Okay, and so Tegeta is saying that we are finding our home within. And I love this visual as well, because she's standing in a beautiful, what looks like a wedding dress. It looks like a Cinderella dress between two pillars of light. So she's embodying the light that she carries. So let me read the message here of Tegeta, the temple. She reassures you that you do not need to seek outside of yourself to find happiness, peace, or refuge. Instead, go within and find your inner sanctuary so that you can feel centered at home. When you realize that everything you actually need lies within, then you finally understand and can see your path home. It's only when you know that all you ever needed lies within you, that you contain everything you need, all of the answers, all of the wisdom, all of the intuition, all of the emotions. Because think about this, when we fully embody our emotional body, we're no longer denying or resisting any emotion, right? We fully awakened to integrating every emotion. We're no longer judging sadness or anger as bad and joy and laughter as good. We're looking at all of our emotions as God, as light, and they are the light that is guiding us home, okay? This is a beautiful message here. So she says, be mindful of where you may be placing conditions on your happiness and take those conditions off. You are meant to be a fully transcendent, happy being on this planet. The only one really deeply standing in your way is yourself. Yet we came here to have human experiences, didn't we? So we placed purposeful limitations in our life so that we would learn what it would mean to be responsible and accountable and to carry certain burdens because we needed to learn from them. So we place these limitations on our soul's journey here so that we would really understand what being fully accountable was, what it means to hold a promise and an obligation, and to know what responsibility means, okay? These are very, very big lessons. On the other side of this, though, none of this means you should live without happiness. Responsibility should walk hand in hand with happiness. And this is about you finding how to blend that, right? How to use both of these energies and work them together. So when we go through the winged messenger, we find our home. And Hermes is guiding us home. And I love it too, because the winged messenger is our higher consciousness. So our higher consciousness is guiding us into the temple of our heart, which is where our true hearth and our true home lies. And from that, we are now getting the final beautiful message from the 7 goddesses, or the Pleiades, also from Maya. So the 2 goddesses here guiding us are Maya and Tegeta. But Maya has 2 separate energies she's bringing forward. She's bringing her beautiful son Hermes in to guide us, which is Archangel Gabriel. And she's bringing in her beautiful divine counterpart, Zeus. So Maya's consort is Zeus. So where are we going? Into beloved Zeus. We're embodying the energy of the lovers. This cosmic union is destined for greatness. Okay, look at that. They are entwined in one another. And look at the colors there. We have the ruby red from the winged messenger, and we have that beautiful, almost silver blue from the throat chakra, but that deeper blue, the midnight blue, is our third eye. So we've got that blue and red that's blending together here. And that is what is creating this sacred union. So the frequency of number 7, as we go through these portals and these gateways here in the month of July forward, we are embodying sacred union within. And that is our journey. And in the embodiment of the sacred union within, we are coming in to union with whoever our divine sacred counterparts are walking this earth. Whether there are our lovers, our significant others in terms of relationship and romance, whether there are our very, very closest friends. It could be a business partnership is destined for greatness because it's a union between 2 people that have a very strong soul connection. You could feel this union with a family member. Yet what I'm getting predominantly here is this is about romance and love coming into union with a divine counterpart. So let's now look into what are the messages from the Gateway of Light activation. So the 7 sisters are guiding us into the frequency of number 7, but it's going to be the 777 gateway that I'm referring to here, which is now fully opened up as of July 7th. And so in this gateway that has been opened, what is the light activation that is coming through this gateway? The 7 sisters, specifically Maya and Tegeta, are guiding us through here. So they are our guides. But what is the gateway we are going through? It's the Hathor gateway, okay? Hathor light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. Isn't that fascinating? Hathor was the sun goddess and the goddess of fertility, okay? And she wore the disk of the sun as her crown, and she also wore the cow ears. So she's a representation of fertility and groundedness through the energies of the cows. But she's also carrying as her crown the disk of the sun, the solar deity or the solar energy. Now, Hathor is often associated in the Tarot with the Empress energy, which is the sign of Taurus. Absolutely Hathor, the cow's ears is Taurus, and Libra. But we also, because of the disk of the sun, have the energy of Leo very prevalent here as well. And what's also interesting with Hathor being the energy of the gateway that we're going through, the Hathor light codes, is she was the full embodiment of Venus. And here we have Venus going retrograde in Leo, the sign of the sun. Really fascinating to me. So let's look at the Hathor light codes and see if I can get any extra messages here. And I wrote down here, yes, your heart is the seat of illumination, coming fully online now. So the Hathor light codes are about bringing the codes of your heart fully online. The cosmic ray, the golden ray of illumination, is guiding you here, as well as the purple or violet ray. Okay. Yep. So what is the energy here? So the Hathor light codes, the goddess Hathor became part of the Hathor. She was the prime queen of what became the intergalactic race called the Hathor. So she's like one of the queens of the Hathors, if you will, okay? Or one of the guides of the Hathors, because her origin, her original name is Hathor. So let me read this. She's the divine consort of the deity Horus. And the deity Horus is a hawk-headed deity. Isn't that interesting? Because hawks, I'm thinking of Hermes, right? The energy of the wings. So Horus is her consort or her divine counterpart. So we have that energy of the wings again, the air element. This allowed her to be the bridge between heaven and earth. So Hathor was the bridge between heaven and earth. She's the bringer of cosmic consciousness. She's the figurehead of the intergalactic race of beings called the Hathors. Okay? Their divine mission on earth was to activate light upon the earth, interlinked with the energy of the central sun and the energy of Venus. They bestowed solar light blessings to ignite the energy of unconditional love. So Hathor is the bridge of light, and the bridge of light is Venus. Wow, that is amazing. So what is our message here? What does Hathor want to bring to us? This is a time of light immersion. You are experiencing a full system upgrade. The infinite solar light of the Hathors is surrounding you now. This is a time of expansion and excitement. You are being filled with unlimited potential. The gifts that were once a darkness are now being brought into the light. The parts of yourself that were once hidden are now being seen. What we're experiencing from this 777 gateway or portal is, they keep telling me total recall. I keep getting that message. Total recall and soul retrieval. Okay, so take that as cosmic messages just being given to me right now. Total recall, and soul retrieval. So you're retrieving any part of your beingness that you've left somewhere else. So soul retrieval is when you call home to you, and your home is your entire being. Our physicality lives within our soul, right? It lives within our spirit. So we are calling home to us every emotion, every part of us that we left in another lifetime, a parallel universe, another dimension, or that we left with another human being or soul. We are calling that back in. That is called soul retrieval. And that is what we are doing here. Wow. Life is being restored. If you have been experiencing sluggishness or tiredness, this is now going to be washed away. Something ancient is being awakened within you, and you are remembering why you are here. Welcome home to your light. Wow. I could almost end there, but I pulled other cards, so I'm going to keep going. I know we're going a little bit longer than I anticipated, but I was guided to do this impromptu. I did not plan this at all, so please follow me with this. So this is our guidance. This is what is happening for us here. I called on the elemental oracle to give us the tools. What are the tools that are going to bring us through this? And I love it. We have passion, the soul. We've got fire, don't we? That's the element of fire. We need to follow our passion. So the tool is our passion, our creativity. Our passion belongs to our soul. But I want to show this a little bit. Let's see if I can get this closer without the glare. But in order to follow your passion, you must also become aware of your illusions. See, the butterflies dancing around the eyeball are about removing any illusion that you might be carrying with you. It's time to let go of all illusion and fully embody your passion, the soul. And it's number 14. Well, in the tarot, remember I said 777 is the Chariot, Temperance, and the World. And that's what I forgot to mention. We have 3 sevens in the major arcana. The Chariot is the first one, leading the action forward. The second one is number 14, Temperance, which is Sagittarius, fire energy. And I love it because this is a story in the tarot. The Chariot pushes us forward to take this action towards our heart center, what it is we want to create. And remember, it's Cancer energy, so it's something we truly want to nourish. And think about that. It's nourishing the temple, and the temple is home. And Cancer is the sign of coming home. And Temperance is the guide telling us in order to get home, we've got to create alchemy. We've got to have patience. We have to allow all of the elements to perfectly coalesce and mix together to create the alchemy of home. And where is home taking us? Into the arms of our beloved. And the ultimate beloved is union with self and union with the divine. So we've got three beloved energies here, right? We've got the energy of self, the energy of God, Goddess, or the cosmic source. And we've got our divine counterpart, or divine counterparts, plural. I'm going to leave that one up to you, okay? And it's saying we're going to get through this with passion. So number 14, where are you? The divine lives within you. Consider your motives carefully at this time and remove any resistance. So when we get the energy of follow your soul, the soul is saying remove resistance. Resistance only really resides in the negative ego. Our positive ego we need because it keeps us alive. It shows us when there's danger. Our positive ego can sometimes bring in resistance as well until it knows that it's safe. But the real resistance comes from our negative ego, where we hold on to old trauma and old stories and we don't let them go and we don't heal them, okay? The negative ego is where we live more in our fear than our love body. And so the soul or the passion card is saying, when you follow your passions, everything that makes you happy, what makes you feel warm inside, what makes you laugh, what makes you feel joyful, that is your passion. And your passion lights the flame of creativity in your entire being. And when you're in that energy, your frequency automatically rises and you leave your fear body and you enter your love body. That's how this works. So the tool here is to ignite your passion, okay? But they're saying it's purposeful passion. I love that message. And it's followed by hearth, which is home. So we have the message of home twice here, don't we? Your other tool is to light the fire of your home. And where's your fire? In your heart. But it's also to find where your home is on earth and who you feel most at home with. And I love it because in this card, we have animals and we have an infant. Well, think about animals and an infant. They're purely innocent. They don't have egos, do they? Children don't develop egos till probably around the age of 4 or 5 years old. And this little kid looks about 1.5 or 2. So they're innocents. They have no egos. So when we are asked to follow the hearth to find comfort, we're meant to find comfort in our inner child, in our innocence, in the place within us that has no ego, the place that is pure love, pure gentleness, and comfort. Find where your home lies and then feed that fire. So far we've got the energies of fire present in every direction. We've got the energies of air from the winged messenger, and we have the energies of earth from the home, okay? But also I'm getting the water energy there as well. And that's number 11, which is a master number. I love that message. The keeper of the home is the goddess Vesta. In ancient Roman Greco religion and spirituality, Vesta was considered the vestigal virgin. She always wore white. Vesta is ruled by the sign of Virgo, by the way. And their job was to always keep the flame of the temple of Vesta burning, that it could never go out. And that temple always lied in the center of that Roman city. That was the one place in that whole city where the fire was always burning. And Vesta, the goddess of home and hearth, and nurturing that home, nurturing the heart and the love, the innocence that we all carry, is the key here. Okay? I love it. So find where in your life lies peace and nourishment, and find your playfulness and your innocence. That is your second tool. And now let's get to the third one, water. So we've got all of the elements, don't we? Water, creation, okay? And what number is that? I think it's 16, I think in number 7 again. No, number 29. So we've got 11 here, creation. And look at how in this picture, she's just surrendering. She's allowing everything to flow through her. There's no resistance here. She's in the flow. She's moving with it. So I'm seeing all those doves of peace around her. Everything is moving, and the waters are just coming from her because she is in complete, total surrender to the flow. When you surrender to the flow of who you are, where your peace lies, where your truest nourishment and home is, you are now in the essence of pure creation. These messages are absolutely, absolutely amazing. Okay. I don't know if I'll even bring out the tarot. creation. Flow forward with grace and confidence. Be true to your emotions. Do not allow yourself to become stagnant in any way. Creation is your birthright. Consider what is vital to your happiness and ensure that you seek it. Okay? I love it. And think about this too. Water is the one element that can come in many different forms. Yes, earth can become mud, but only when we add water to it. Water is the only element that transcends form. That is amazing. It can become mist, fog, it can become an ocean, it can become a river, it can become ice, it can become rain, it can become a hailstorm, it can become snow. Water is incredibly pure, translucent, and it is pure creation of spirit. So the last message we're really being given here is surrender to the water. And that is where I began this whole beautiful video with, didn't I? Awesome. I love it. So I did pull a few tarot. So let's end there. And it's just to see what is coming into your life here. What is the 7 frequency when you invite the 7 sisters in, especially the goddess Maya, Tegeta, Hermes, and Zeus. And when you invite the Hathors, the galactic activation light codes in, what is it that's going to transpire for you in your life? What is the direction you are meant to go into? Using the tools of passion, of hearth, creation, and water. Well, guess what? The Hanged Man, Pisces. You are learning how to see the world from multiple angles. Because the Hanged Man is learning how to hang upside down so that you can get a different perspective. But it's also the energy of surrender. There's no resistance here, right? So you're learning how to just be in stillness, be in peace, how to hang down like a bat or like a man in a beautiful crystal, to see different perspectives and to recognize that all perspectives are valid. There's validation in every perspective because there's a lesson there. And what else are you learning from the Hanged Man then? How to become a master. And this is the Master of Swords, the Master of Orbs. You are becoming a master of your own realm here. You are gaining great wisdom on this journey. And that wisdom is the wisdom of becoming an observer of your life, because the Master of Orbs sits on a throne holding that sword of light in perfect balance. And that sword of light is there to cut away anything that does not belong there. Okay? Cuts away all illusion, all deception. Only light can live here. Okay? And when I say that, light does live with shadow. Shadow will be the foundation to allow light to grow. Okay? So light does need shadow to fully become light. They do need each other. But I love this though, because the Master of Orbs, see this? He's surrounded by an orb, just like Hathor was. So there's very deep wisdom that you're gaining here, but you're gaining it through hanging upside down, through not being attached to anything, through becoming the observer, through seeing life as if I'm just here to look at all the different pathways, to acknowledge all perspectives. I'm not here to hold judgment. I can have an opinion. I can have a preference, but I'm not here to hold judgment. This is a key lesson that we are learning through the frequency of 777. So so this is what we're learning. And then through the guidance of the Hanged Man and the Master of the Orbs, what is it we are going through? What is it we are creating? Well, we are creating a new beginning, right? The Ace of Orbs is the Ace of Swords. We're moving towards something new in our lives. That's a dolphin moving through the water towards an orb. So fascinating how we've got orbs everywhere in birds. Well, birds are always a sign that things are coming in quickly, to take things lightly, to not attach to stuff. And orbs are showing wisdom. So that dolphin is moving towards wisdom. It's an ace of orb. There's new wisdom. There's new messages. There's something very brand new coming into your life here, because you are moving away now from the Five of Chalices. In this deck, I really like the Five of Chalices, or the Five of Cups, because she's not really looking, she's looking down, but she's not really looking at the cups that are floating away. Okay? In fact, those cups are actually floating away in this card. They're moving away from her. And the two cups that are upright are right next to her. She can access them at any time. So what I'm seeing here from the Ace of Orbs, we're going from the Ace of Orbs to the Five of Chalices. They're saying that you are moving away from heartbreak. You are moving away from focusing on all of the things that you might have considered a loss in your life, to seeing those two beautiful two cups that are standing. And those two cups are quite brilliant, aren't they? Yeah, I really like that message. So let me move those over here. Okay, even though you can't see them. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. We're going from the Five of Chalices to the Six. So you're moving away, you're letting go of all heartbreak. You're leaving the shadow, right? And you're moving into the light. And all those six cups are bringing in harmony, peace. For some of you, it could be harmony within family, creating a family. Perhaps you're moving in with your family, something's happening with your family, you're coming together with family members. But the Six of Chalices or Cups is you could also be reconciling someone from your past, your early childhood, your growing up years, or that you haven't seen in well over 5-8 years, well over a decade, is coming back into your life. You're moving towards the Six of Chalices, which is harmony and love, where you're sharing six beautiful cups. So we go from the Two of Cups standing to the Six. I love that. Your heart energy, your love life is really expanding here. And where else are you going from this? You're going into abundance. So your heart is expanding, and so is your wealth. But I love this. This is the Empress in this deck, and she's holding wisdom. She's holding the Trinity on her head. So the Empress in this deck, which is the Sirian Tarot, she is the embodiment of the High Priestess as well. I see her as the Empress and the High Priestess here. She contains everything. She contains air and she contains water. Okay? She contains the wisdom of her intuition, and she contains the wisdom of her higher consciousness, her knowledge. But abundance, you're moving into much greater, more abundant times. There's an expansion with your love life, and there's an expansion in your abundance as well. And the last couple cards, and they're all major arcana. Okay, so I don't know that I need to explain much. Guidance, which is Hierophant. So you're getting all the guidance you need, okay? But it's the Hierophant. So we're going into a time where you're going to just feel far more at peace, okay? So the High Priestess and the Hierophant, oh wow. No, I'm sorry, the Empress and the Hierophant, that's a really beautiful blending. Whatever your divine counterpart is, they're going to be someone who's very wise. And you're going to be learning a lot together, but you're also here to create a mission together. It's time for the sacred unions to start coming into the physical on the planet at this time. And that's why I feel like I'm being called to suddenly do these videos, even though I wasn't planning to do it, okay? So the Hierophant is a sign of guidance. It's a sign of higher learning and teaching. but it's also a sign of commitment. You are getting a commitment in love, and you are getting a commitment in wealth. And we have lastly the solar deity, which is the sun card. Everything you want in your life is being illuminated. And we're ending with an orb, aren't we? The sun. We're going into the sun. Full illumination of your path, your mission, and your love life. That is so incredibly beautiful. And the solar deity, or the sun, is Leo, right? But also Aries energy. It's the fire. So I feel like this summer, there's a lot in store for us. We're all really going through a lot of energy, but we're removing the cobwebs, right? Because we still have the 5 of Cups there. So we're letting go of past pain, whatever that might be. All right. So I hope this resonated with everyone. I didn't do any pick a cards. I'll go back to that at some point, but I really wanted to bring these messages through, sending you all so much love. Namaste, mahalo, God and Goddess bless.